A pleasant good afternoon to all. My name is Ren, and this is another off season on a Saturday at noon. And today we'll be interviewing a very creative young lady. I am sweating. Every time I start the show, I'm sweating. Wow. I don't intentionally sweat, it's just the sweat has come down. Shout out to everybody logging in. UJ, we see UB Athletic Trainers, we see you. Miss Cyntese herself. Miss Roll, I see you. Former Miss UB. Oh, it's gotta be sweating. Like, I don't intentionally sweat. It's like, am I nervous? Is that it? And shout outs to the athletic director, Kimberly Roll, who logged in. So, everyone, we're about to get started. It's my pleasure to interview. Oh, she put on the specs. I getting smart, Miss Cooper, today.
Always on.
All right, I get smart, Miss Cooper. No, they ain't always on. They ain't always on.
Yes.
Use a photogenic young lady. When you're dancing for the Lord, they ain't on. Lead me, Lord, lead me.
Well, yeah,
When you're out on the field doing some fantastic shots in athletics, staying on. Lord, show me the way, show me the way. When you're doing your graphics, sometimes the computer screen too close, staying on. You want me to continue
Okay,
the spread of the
Prophet.
Lord? Hey, I ain't gonna go too far, but it's my pleasure to interview you. I hear a little bit of wind. You in front of a fan?
Yes.
All right, no, wherever you're at right now is perfect. No, don't move again. Oh, you had it. Where you was just now? Where you was just now? Stop the fan. It was a miracle. I need a fan. Look at me sweating. I know why you need a fan. All right, so twist the phone again. Twist the phone. Twist it. Right there.
Okay.
Right there. Right there. Right there.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, good. That's your spot. You move out that spot. Oh, I need that fan though. That fan get me jealous.
Yeah, you need a towel.
I don't know. The spot where I am to get the most light
So
in the house.
that's what happens when you prophesy. You start to sweat.
Oh.
The Holy Spirit just falls on you, you know?
All right, good. I cooling now. I just got on the AC, so that should be cool. But let's get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, Coach Shane. Shout out to UB Softball. We have an E. We have an E in the presence. What E stands for, Miss Cooper?
Effort, attitude, and
Effort, attitude, and what? Boy, you look like you're Googling it. Oh, Coach
I'm
Sheffield.
Googling. I can't Google it. I can't remember what the T stands for.
Oh, this is
I would guess
recorded.
teamwork, effort, attitude, and teamwork.
Coach Shane, is that correct? Coach Shane, is that I'm not moving on until I know that that's correct. All right, she guessed it.
I don't think the T is correct.
Yeah, it is. So it is teamwork. Coach Shane,
Okay.
I caught her. Obviously in the off season, she's slipping. You know, she needs to get back
It's been a
on.
little long.
Anyway, let's get to it. Thank you again for tuning in. It's my pleasure to interview on behalf of UB Athletics and the University of Bahamas. For those who don't know, my name is Ren, the Public Relations and Brand Coordinator. And before us today is Ms. Cooper, who served as a co-captain during the E.A.T of the softball team, right? So there aren't many teams that do that co-captain. I saw basketball do it once. So I want to first touch on that. What is it to be a co-captain, and how does that dynamic work for a team?
Being a co-captain, it's a great pleasure to be a co-captain because I've been in that same trend since primary school of being a captain, so I know what it is to lead. And being a co-captain is like being a second eye to someone else. When they can't really see a certain situation, you'll be able to help and see it in another situation or see it in another view and be able to discuss certain things for the team as a co-captain. So it's like a connection, negative and positive.
And you're a part of the historical now UB Mingoes team, who went from 2 years that weren't the best to yourself, Sophie, Coach Shane, Victor, the new squad, I would call it. You guys came on and now you made the playoffs. How was it being a part of that dynasty? Dynasty.
I know what you meant. It was just an honor to be a part of that history, to be a part of that new thing for softball, and just being able to start something or start a trend or start something where those that always doubted the team to see something new that was actually happening, and to actually see new people, new faces, and new coaches. it was just a pleasure for others that see it in a different way. So now they see that something else is happening.
Okay, and you mentioned that you've been playing sports from primary school, high school. Tell us a little bit about your history in athletics, and probably tell us some sports you've played over the years.
Okay, my athletic career normally started at primary school. In 2008, I would say, because grade six, from what I could remember, grade six, and I started softball and volleyball, and it was like field events. Never did track, but I did field events starting off from primary school, and
Mm-hmm.
I transferred into C.H. Reeves from Stephen DeLitt Primary School, where my coach was Frank Johnson. He inspired me to push in the track and field events.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I ended off at C.H. Reeves doing track and field, and I branded off into different sports during that time in junior high school, where I met Pharrell Davis as my coach. So from there, starting all of the sports that I've never tried before, I normally started off with basketball, say basketball in the neighborhood with all the guys and all the kids playing in the street. So that's where it normally started, and my passion for sports basically started there.
So with that being said, I just realized that you and Miss Cartwright share something similar. You both were being coached by previous coaches. Like, was that planned
Yeah.
or was that just God? Like, what's up with that?
No, I would guess it was just God because I've met some amazing coaches in my life that inspired me and that saw something in me that I didn't see myself at that time
Mm-hmm.
because I was at a younger age. Maybe he was just thinking about sports, but they saw a different eye to sports or probably see me doing different things than what they could have done then. I could be doing better in the future.
Okay. Now you mentioned also that you were a field girl, track and field girl. The
Yeah.
field events, did Miss Roll know this? Should we have you in track and field and we just don't know it?
She found out at my freshman year. I went to her about it, and she found out. And at the time, I'm there for softball, so she said probably in due time I may be able to do two sports at one time because at that time I was freshman. I can't do both at the same time because of
Right.
school and management. So yeah, she found out at my freshman year.
And which events are these? What are your specialties?
These are discus and javelin. I do not like shot put, but coaches normally still put me to do the three field events.
Hmm.
I guess just to get points for the shot put part, but I never really did like shot put, but I still did it because my coaches asked. But my favorite is javelin, and I just did the discus because I could have done it.
So I guess this is a shout out to two people. One to Coach Edno Roll to let him know that he may have a new recruit. You know, especially with softball season not launching off. We want Miss Cooper
Hmm.
still to be a strong Mingo. I just want to say that into the
Yeah.
mic so he can hear me. And also shout out from Sasha. Of course, Sasha at a very young age found out that she was good at discus and would go off to
Hmm.
Carifta and win a gold for the country. So shout out to
Wow.
Sasha who is excited. I guess she wants to
I'm just
train you
learning
now.
that.
Yeah, man, you gotta go back on the page, watch Sasha episode. Sasha's a beast when it comes to
Hmm.
all sports. Along and coupled with the fact that she went to soccer as well, go Sockers. She is a
Hmm.
very wonderful person.
Yes.
So let's get some more into you. Now, I've cracked jokes at the beginning, of course, about being. I'm from a Baptist church, so we know how to have fun with the Lord. But you are heavenly faith regarded when it comes to your movements in life and your movements
Hmm.
in college. What is that relationship with faith and your career pursuits? And how does faith contribute to it's the two-ended questions. How does your faith play into your sports?
Okay, my faith plays into my sports. As I say, when I get down in sports or get discouraged in a sport or a game, I would normally put my faith in him because I realize that I cannot do it by myself. And I cannot just depend on myself or my teammates. I have to depend on someone higher that may not understand me at the time, but only God would understand the same situation at the time. So my faith and my trust have to be dependent on Him because He is the greater power above that is able to see all things and help us get through all things. So it's like a comfort when I'm down. So I use my faith to say, if there's no one else I can trust on or depend on, it can only be Him. So I will put my trust in Him.
And
What's the other part of that question?
what about college? You're in the college realm. It's a lot of temptations on campus, every campus around the world.
Mm.
How does I guess how does faith tie in with your career pursuits? If I could take that a little further with what you want to do.
Um, I guess faith
Actually,
ties in because
let's hit the first question. What is it that you're pursuing, and what do you want to do? Let's hit that first to take it
okay,
step by step.
yeah. I'm pursuing to be a coach and a mentor, and I also want to become a physical therapist because I have a passion for athletes that are injured. You may not know that, but yes, I do. I have a passion for it, and I one day
You,
want to become.
I'm waiting for UB Athletics and Sasha to go crazy right now. I'm waiting. Just give it a second.
I mean,
Give it a
I
few.
already talked to Sasha
Be,
about it and say,
be
Sasha,
of
are you ready to
time.
learn?
I need to see if Sasha's still in here. I expect to see some hand claps, and I don't see them yet. UB Athletics
Oh,
and Sasha, you let me down. You got first. You get Uric. Now you got Miss Cooper. I need to see some claps in there. We're not moving forward until I see some claps, some respect for what this lady doing. Thank you. Thank you. We wasn't moving forward. Gonna stop this whole show. I then was sweating. I was gonna shut it down. Thank you. But that's go into some more. Go into that. Where does that passion come from for wanting to help athletes who are injured?
I would guess at a young age where my brother used to do track and field and he used to run with the Ambassadors Track Club, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where I met Mr. Fritz Grant. And I used to just be around to their practices and stuff after school. And I used to like watch when they get injured and how the first aid used to just run on to them on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And and I've been injured before. So when I got injured in javelin before and they had to attend to me with my back, I've learned a lot just by people attending to my injuries and watching other people attend to other athletes' injuries. And it's just like a huge, it's a huge need in the Bahamas, whereas a lot of athletes get injured and they don't have nobody to depend on or therapists. And you have most schools that don't have it as well. And we would only find a few of these athletic therapists that are here that are doing these things. And it's just like it's something that we need when it comes to training as well and when it comes to injuries. And then a lot of
Mm-hmm.
athletes look towards these things, but then they don't know much about it as well. So the passion came when I got injured, and it came when I saw other people helping these
Wow.
injuries.
Wow, this is in the great words of RM. This is powerful. I mean, you have not watched Sasha's episode, but when you do, you will see
um,
how much your stories like they're parallel, man. The inspiration for wanting to help others in sports. I think that's
mhm.
commendable. I think you're heading in the right direction. But what are you gonna do about your creative side? You're a very creative
My
lady as
great
well.
side.
You take photos, you do graphic. Talk a little bit about
Mhm.
that. Tell the people what you do. I think you have a company as well. Talk about it. It's good to have young entrepreneurs. Tell us about what you
Yes, I
do.
have I am a photographer and a graphic designer. My photography page is Angels Touch Photography, and my graphic name came from, and I named it You Envision It Designs because you have a lot of graphic designers that don't really meet the requirements of what clients really want when they say that they want something designed, and then they may have a picture or an idea of what they or they're seeing what they want for
Mm-hmm.
their business, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't. That person that they hired, that
Mm-hmm.
graphic designer doesn't really get the picture or doesn't really see what that client really wants. So that's
Mm-hmm.
where you envision the design comes from. And I have fun with creativity. It's like an insight of what a client wants. That's why I named it that. And I just love graphics because it's very creative. It's being you could see a lot of things in a graphic design by what you design on it.
Now I'm gonna yeah, you don't have a game to play on this. I'm gonna ask for your honesty. So you've seen everything we've done with the UB Mingoes. And of course you can't compare it to the carrots because the carrots were not on social media. But how do you feel
Mm-hmm.
about the university's brand, that is the Mingoes? Are we doing a good job? Where do you suggest we can improve?
Well, I would suggest, I think I had a talk with you on this, like probably once or twice at the earliest stage of UB.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we talked about how we are trying to brand, make the Mingo's brand, and especially for the athletic department, we want to just how we are as a university, we want to build a platform for athletes that are focusing on trying to be recruited or even trying to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we have a biography of athletes on a web page or a site, and we have all of their accomplishments or all of their, what you would say, records, and you'll have
Their
their images
stats,
or
their
even,
stats.
yeah, their stats and stuff like that. And also branding more where athletes represent the brand itself and they actually share it because they're representing the school and they actually go about promoting the brand itself. And also, when I went to high school, I wouldn't say it was school, but anyways, when I went to QC, um, they had a book schedule. And then what I noticed about the book schedule, because I just passed it yesterday, but I noticed about the book, it had the QC's logo in it, and they had important dates, and they had important quotes, and they had images of athletes and students in the school in this book. So it's like it's a schedule book, and it's like the school being branded throughout a book. So if you have events in the book in the calendar, and you have images of students. So it's like making the students or athletes proud of who they are and what they are doing for the school by showing appreciation through material things that other people can be able to use. And there's a lot we can do, but in due time it's gonna happen once we have the right people.
So how you think we doing?
Y'all, you are doing good so far because
Not me. It's
I
a
don't
team.
see.
It's more than me, not just me.
Well, the team,
Yeah.
they're doing, I would say they're doing all right. I don't really, for myself personally, I'm really trying to learn about the Mingoes brand in my sophomore year now. And I really want to learn more about it. But where do I learn more about it besides just coming to you and questioning you? I only know you being a part of the team. I'm not sure of who else there is, but maybe more advertisement of who we can go to when we have questions about it, or where we can find information about the school brand or the Mingoes brand.
I'm glad you asked.
But
Now
I
that
would
you
say you're
mentioned it,
doing all right
right?
to start
There
this
are
technology.
so many places you can find information. Firstly, we have a freshman Mingoes 101 session that we do for the Counseling 100 classes. So that's
Mhm.
happened every semester for the last 3 years. We have had as
Mhm.
much as 60 freshmen inside the course for 4 weeks learning about the Mingoes. We
Mhm.
also have a Mingoes Spirit Ambassadors program, and that's where people like Dimples and Jonathan, they would come in and they would get trained to spread the word.
Mhm.
And beyond education, we have campus participation. We do the blue walks. We go from class to class. We go to schools. And we're educating more high school and secondary school people than we are college because we know that they're the future, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to, and this is something I want to pick your brain at as an athlete, when it comes to
Mhm.
game attendance and pride, we have a problem that maybe you can help us understand in this conversation. We have a
Okay.
athletes group where we can drop everything you need to know, but then we have athletes who don't want to join the group or check the messengers. We have an email system where we can send you everything you need to have, but then we have students who don't believe I need to check my email and you need to find a next way to send it. And then finally, we're on Instagram and Facebook, but then you say you can't see us because you've never searched for us and followed us.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
and I'm picking your brain a little because I love your brain. You're very creative. But in this reality
Mhm.
with students and your creativity, what can be done if there are platforms, there is a website, there are the articles, there are handouts, there is Miss Roll Office, but somebody just have they don't have that it factor. They just never search it up in Instagram and figure out, oh my God, there's sorry to say the Lord's name in vain, but oh my goodness, there's a page with 2,400 people following it on Instagram called UB like Mingoes 242, meaning there are
Uh-huh.
2,400 people who have found us, but you have not found us. So what do we do about that? And I'm not, when I said you have
Well,
not found
I
us, I didn't mean you. I mean the
yeah,
person
I
who
know,
comes to
I
me and
know.
be like, "Oh, I don't know where y'all is," you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because when I saw you posted on the university's page about what sports can we or what athletic sport can we add to the program, and
Mm-hmm.
I read the comments under it, and I saw one of the comments was women's softball. So I replied to the comment. I said, we already have women's softball. So she's like, oh, really? And I shared the Facebook link and I told her that you can also find out on Instagram. And come to find out that looking at the comments, most of the students do not really know what athletic programs do we have.
Furthermore, in the Clarion that comes out every Monday or Tuesday, depending on the time, right? We have all the accomplishments, all the posters, all the videos that would have happened the week prior. So this is, and again, I'm
Mm-hmm.
picking your brain in this session because I love your brain. You're very creative. But if you have one place that has all the information for students, is it harder to get all the students to pay attention to that one thing, or is it harder to create more things that reach out to them and satisfy them? Which one do you think honestly is harder?
You gotta repeat that again because I see you breaking up.
Sorry, is it? Do you think it's harder to create a new thing, multi like platform thing that reaches students wherever they are, or is it harder to get them to pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to the one place everything is? Which one do you think is harder?
I think it's harder to place them to that one place, to get them to focus on that one place. Because if you recreate something, then they definitely going to be lost on what to actually pay attention to or focus on. And I just think it's more. It's just we just need more branding and more advertising to what we really have, what we really have, and
Mm-hmm.
even around campus, even putting around posters or even things that catch students or athletes' attention on campus to make it more friendly or more eye capturing or something interesting that people or even student athletes we don't really know about that are on campus and that are even in the
Mm-hmm.
school that we really don't know about can really find out about this thing or even do UB newsletters. I think we do have it. I think I've seen it once
Yeah,
or
don't touch that.
twice.
Don't touch that. We launched a athlete only newsletter, and we spent
Uh-huh.
months creating it. Did it for 2 months, and we have 90 athletes, and we only had 28 people ever look at the newsletter. I mean, and this is why I'm going at you as a captain. How do we get
Mm-hmm.
people to buy in when the reality is you may have an athlete in a class and they have a game tonight. Let's say one of your
Mm-hmm.
softball ladies, right? A softball game that night, class going out. Not everybody's, not everybody's Miss Cooper. Not everybody's going to be like,
Mm-hmm.
hey guys, come out to the game tonight. A lot of people stay quiet and expect people to know. So, as a
Mm-hmm.
captain, what do you do to inspire your teammates to be proud to tell people when they're playing and to get your crowd and your fanship going?
Well, that's really something to think about because we could say or plan, hey guys, let's do this to advertise our game tonight, or let's
Mm-hmm.
invite our friends. But then we have a lot of people. Well, like to say, like how we started off with softball again with a new team and uh new a new softball team on the whole, and most people didn't really know about this new softball team, and they didn't really know about how we're gonna perform because of what they already think about us.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have the we invite those true friends, like we would say true friends or true teammates or true athletic friends that we've met on campus. We would normally point it out to them and let them know, hey, come and support if you're really my friend, or come and support because I've support you. And
Mm-hmm.
once we supported other teams, the other teams will start to support us. And once we did that, the other teams started to come out and support us. And they started to tell their friends. And I guess it's because the mindset of people, what they really thought about the softball team, they didn't really want it to come out and show up, or either they didn't really have time to do it because being a student athlete or being even a student working and trying to get things done for school, they don't really say, hey, let me put this on my schedule to go and support this team. But we try to like really, at this point in time, you would really try to get those people that you would know that would really come or who are really interested in softball or
Mm-hmm.
who are really interested in supporting another team. But the school spirit isn't like really there for supporting a team that they don't really know about or supporting a sport that they don't really know about. And you have some people that are not really interested in softball. They may support basketball because basketball is an excited sport, but they may not really think softball is an
Hey, hey,
exciting
hey,
sport.
hey,
So
hey, 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 hey. Softball is exciting. Have you ever
it
seen
is,
have
but
you ever
people don't
seen
really
Sophia
know about the
Cartwright? Have
softball.
you ever seen Sophia Cartwright as Ketchup? That is a movie.
Yes,
That is a
That's a
movie.
movie to us, but we have to teach these people about these sports. A lot of people don't know what softball really is about or how softball is really played. You would see some people who came and watch our games for the first time, and it's like, boy, this is really interesting. And they really enjoyed the game for the first time, and they started to come out more. But like, if we would put that out more where people would know that we have a softball team that is actually representing your school, that is doing a good job, maybe people will come out more. Or maybe if we even had people that represented the Mingoes brand or represented that softball athletic brand or any other team walking around representing your sport with your team's t-shirt or your team jersey or just something that would symbolize who you're representing on campus, maybe people will get more interested in it. But we don't really talk about sports on campus like that.
What do you think can be done to change that reality?
Um, right now, last semester in the spring semester, I joined the group with Chris. They have this athletic group that they're trying to start off and they're trying to brand. I think it's under the NCAA. They're trying to do a. We have a bunch of captains in this group that are trying to
I think it's the
platform
Student
athletic
Athlete
and
Council,
platform
right? The
sports.
Student Athlete Council or
Yeah,
something like that. Hmm.
yeah, the student athletes council. I just joined that in the spring. They just started, and I think that's what they're really trying to do. They're trying to figure out the things. What can we do to get students' attention on campus, or how can we really platform sports or athletics at UB? So that's a start right there. I don't have anything else. That's something where a group of captains and athletes are in one group and they're trying to plan these things.
Cool.
So I
I
really
don't
don't
want you
have
to feel like you're under a lot of pressure. You can breathe. I'm done with the questions. You answered fantastically. You show your spirit and your knowledge. You're a very intellectual woman, and Coach Cian's very proud, man. You hit it on spot. I was
so this is
confident.
interesting.
I was confident you could handle these questions. But at this time, we want to open up the floor to the audience for any questions they may have to you before I ask my last question.
Sasha say recruited where y'all going.
Yeah. What You know what? Let's talk about that. Nah, I'm joking. I'm not gonna touch that. But my
I
final
mean, to talk
question.
about recruited, I mean, like when I say recruited, and we talk about it, we have some athletes that really want to do a certain program, and UB doesn't really offer it, like how I want to do physical therapy. Let's
Hmm.
say when I actually graduate from UB, when I finish the physical education program, and I want to go and continue, physical therapy, they would have my stats and they would have my information when I want to be recruited
We're gonna
when I
fix that.
graduate.
Sasha's gonna get a PhD, and she's gonna come back and teach therapy and
That's
physical
true. That's
therapy at the
true.
university. And when she's done
Yeah.
doing that, by then she'll get her first strand of gray hair. She probably have her
Uh,
third child, but Sasha will be teaching people. You gotta give her time. Give Sasha time. She's still a young lady, man.
that's
Come
true.
on.
That's true. Didn't think about
Sasha,
that.
don't come nowhere these eyes. Yeah. Listen. Congratulations, Sasha. Sasha is a mother, right? But I want Sasha to always remember who saw the lizard in the office. I saw the lizard in the
Oh
office
no.
before anything come out. Don't mess it, Ren. I'm anointed.
That's just a pressure
Say
thought.
pressure to us. But ladies and gentlemen, you can drop questions you may have for Miss Cooper at this time. As you can see, she's very, very equipped to answer it I believe at a very mature level. If you didn't tell me you were a sophomore, I would believe you were a senior. You're a very mature lady.
Yeah.
You carry yourself
A
well.
lot of a lot of sophomores came to me. It's like, when you graduating? And I was like, I just started.
Yeah. Have you
So,
always been like thought of as mature for your age?
yes. People would call me an old soul, or they would say I would never know that that's your age or how old you are.
1 second, we gotta put the pin there. Coach Ian wanna be petty. As you can see, I'm not sweating as heavily as I was. The AC is now on. I live in a household with people and we fight over this AC. So you know what? I don't even gotta explain myself, but I will. I cut on the AC to get ready for the presentation. I took a nap. When I woke
Coach
up,
Jig let you live,
when I
man.
woke up, they cut off the AC. So you don't know what I'm going through. Go Mingoes. Go Mingoes. That's a little joke. All right,
Yeah.
let's get into the questions. How do you create positive
Me, Sasha,
atmosphere for the teams? How do you
I
create a
do.
positive atmosphere for the team?
Um, Well, we do a lot of things that the team is interested in. We have a group of young ladies, so we just do things that would interest them and that would uplift their spirits, like how our coach would play some music while we're warming up or while we're practicing, just to hype them up and stuff like that. And we try to keep a communication base with each other. We try to communicate on how we can improve on certain things, and we try to communicate on encouraging each other when we see that one is down or not doing well today in practice or not feeling well. So we try to show a concerning spirit, whereas, hey, I'm your sister, you can lean on me or you can talk to me about it. Or even when there's something going on with school, when we're stressed out with, we try to help each other out with schoolwork and finding out if they need any help with anything or what can we do to make things better in school or dealing with your stress. So the positive attitude would just be keeping a relationship with each other and making sure everything is going well with school. And once everything is going well with school, we should be happy enough to keep a positive attitude.
That's great. Again, we're here. We're taking questions at this time. If you missed the earlier part of the interview, when we post this to the page right after this interview, you can take a look at it. She touches into her inspirations with sports she played and the fact that she may be on UB track and field and cross country soon. Way to go. Go Mingoes.
Look,
Go
what
Mingoes.
country?
No, that's the full
Don't
name.
like.
Coach
Oh,
Edna
okay.
will correct me every time. It's not UB track and field, sir.
Oh.
It's UB track, field, and X country or cross country. And he does the face too, which means that I will tell your boss on you. So I
All
listen.
right.
I
We
listen.
learn something every day.
Yeah, man. CC's do that too. But again, on a serious note, I'm just killing time, of course, but we're only on standby to take any questions you may have for her. I thought of a question just now. You mentioned that you want to go into physical therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and you mentioned that you were inspired. But oh, hold on, we got a question. He stopped me. All right, good. As co-captain last season, what do you think we need to improve as a team for further success?
That's okay. Last year's one, do you think what we could improve on this year is spending more time as a team. We tried last season to spend time with each other, like having lunchtime with each other or even breakfast. And hopefully this season we can try have a little more bonding. Maybe I'm not sure because with our class schedules, every semester is always a different class schedule. It's either late or it's either early in the morning throughout the day. And
Mm-hmm.
our class schedules never match up where we have enough free time together to actually plan to say meet up with each other. And what we can also do is we could either do some partnering where we match skills to where we'll be able to help each other in teaching the game and also learning the game in the same process of whereas we can help each other personally with the game and also in character for the game. So it's like a mentoring thing where it'd be like a sister and sister thing, whereas as a team we can have a bond with someone, whereas we can talk about the game more and where we'll be able to sit down like how basketballs may have a drawing board or
Mm-hmm.
football may have a drawing board where we sit down and talk about the game. Maybe we have more team meetings because last season it was very rough with the time schedule and stuff like that. So we haven't had really more much team meetings like that. So this season we can have a lot of team meetings, a lot of team gathering on campus, not really gathering off campus because we've had a little of that last season. But I think on campus and bonding with each other, even what you call it, like study sessions with each other, where teams will actually bond together by studying and
And
having
then
our own
And
studying
then you
sessions
guys
and
look
time.
pretty dynamic at the Mingoes ball. I think the softball
Yeah.
season, y'all were coming back. But ladies and gentlemen, when you see the footage for the Mingoes ball, they were red and not scared. I'm talking about a full, almost two tables, a beautiful ladies, all that makeup on fleek, all of them got purses. It was
Yes.
beautiful.
They're
So
always ready to step out.
I have a question, and then we have another question, but I'll ask the other question first. What are your expectations for UB softball before you graduate?
Before I graduate, my expectations for the UB softball team would be, whereas um, the girls are confident within themselves, whomever it may be coming on the softball team or whomever it may be leading the softball team as time as I graduate, they would know the pros and cons of softball. They would know how to handle and carry a team, and they would know how to be confident within themselves and within the sport, and to really learn about the sport and teach about the sport, and to also represent themselves wherever they go, because they are representing UB and they are representing the brand of softball. And what I would really want for them before I graduate, to where the question is, to expectation for the softball team is to really grow daily and grow every season, whereas they're improving in their skills and they're improving in the game, and also when they go internationally, where they will continue to carry the legacy of UB and the sport. So my expectation
So
would be, whereas they're confident, they're bold, and they're proud in the sport.
what about a little bit of talent drain? I know we think about recruitment or people leaving, but what about graduation when somebody, I know I've watched Jody on the team for about 3 to 4 years, and she's being known as a bunt
Mm-hmm.
specialist, a bunt and getting on first for sure kind of expert. With talent like that graduating, what does the team do? Or who do you see filling that spot that she's provided so long for the team?
I think you're talking about Jody, because it was breaking up. You're talking about a bunter, you said?
Yeah, I'm just basically saying, Jody was known for doing bunts. She was almost like a bunt
Mm-hmm.
specialist. So she could always bunt, she could
Mm-hmm.
always get on the base. And then she was a
Mm-hmm.
strong outfielder as well in center field. Who do you see with her
Mm-hmm.
graduating? Who do you kind of see taking up that mantle or taking charge of the outfield for the team?
At the moment right now, with who we have on the team, you would prefer to? So who we have right now at the moment?
Yeah, but who we have right now, just as a captain and as a player, who do you see filling her shoes or her role for the team on the outfield?
Um, I would say with the bonding and really getting on base and being executing the outfield. Um, can I give more than one option?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, cool. For now, I would say Kenisha Kelly.
Hmm.
She's a great bunter. She's great at sacrificing, and once she sacrifices and once she gets safe, that's a great execution in the game that she has. She sees the game differently, and she knows what to do and when not to do it.
Hmm.
She has speed as well, and she's very versatile. She's also one of our catchers, so I would choose Kenisha Kelly, and she's very good at reading the ball, and she has speed, and she's able to execute it out there as well. So I would say Kenisha Kelly right now. And Marie, she has. I've seen Marie grown from our first season and throughout our games. Um, I would say Marie as the second choice, because the other people, my other teammates, would fill the other gaps on the field. But I would also say Marie, because even though she is learning the game at the same time, she's learned a lot from our first season. And I've seen her growing tremendously over the games and learning more about the game. And I think she also has the potential to be a punter, whereas she'll get on base and she'll be able to also play the outfield as well. So she's learned a lot about the outfield. And that would be my two options.
That's great. Well answered. I want to just read a comment by someone that says preparation is key to success. It is hard to commit to
Mhm.
practice while balancing school. Oh, sorry, that's the question. Is it hard to
So,
commit to practice while balancing school? If so, what are some strategies to make athletes more committed to practice and preparation?
um, well, like I was talking earlier, based on our school schedules, our class schedules at least, because most of the classes that we really need that semester are either late in the evening, and our practices are normally set for evening time. Maybe over time it may change to daytime, or it may change to where we can balance our class times and our practice times during the same time. But sometimes it is hard to commit to it based on our class schedules, and then sometimes it is very manageable. So, like if I have an evening class time and it's close to practice time, I'll just have to find a ride to get to practice, or either find a way to get to practice where I'll be able to manage my practice in time. And when it may become hard, it also depends on how much classes we're taking that semester, or how much credits we're trying to achieve that semester. So based on the athletes, based on my teammates, they're really stuck on the education part of it, and whatever it is that they have to do to execute their work and get things done, they would get it done. And sometimes it may become stressful or it may become hard, but I've seen them manage through it. I've seen them manage through balancing practice and balancing schoolwork. So it
Excellent.
doesn't stop them from committing to it. It's not really that hard to commit to it once you have the passion for the game.
Great, great, great.
So if so, if I have some
Again,
strategies to
I
make
don't think we
that.
missed the question. If we did, please refer to it. We're still on standby. We still got some time. Got a few more minutes, so we can take
I
maybe
don't
one
think
or two
I
more
answered
questions.
the strategy part.
You can answer it
Let me
now then.
see. What are some strategies to make athletes more committed to practice and preparations? Well, I don't know if this could be fixed. I'm really stressing on the class times, because I think it's just the class times that are really what we're really struggling with. To What strategies would be setting time schedules, writing out a plan for yourself, your class schedules, writing out study times. This is what I've learned of my few semesters that I've had at UB. Planning and setting time schedules for my classes and what I really need to get done, highlighting the important dates like quizzes and tests that are coming up, just to really set your aim on what you need to do to get things done, where you wouldn't be able to miss out on anything, where you wouldn't be able to miss out on studying, because that test worth a lot and that quiz worth a lot. Homework may be fine, you could always do homework last minute or catch up on homework, but just really setting a time schedule and getting rest. Make sure you have some rest to get things done. Even if you rest in the day and then do your work in the night, just set a schedule that is comfortable for you, or find help with someone that is willing to help you to get through it as well. So that's how you can be committed to practice and getting things done.
Do you think maybe, and this is a coaching question, but I'm just asking your opinion as a captain. What if the system
Mm-hmm.
was harsher on athletes to say, hey, you missed three practices, you suspended from the team? Do you think that would change some people's attitude toward it?
Pardon?
Do you think if we were a little harsher,
I
and
mean, we
again, I
talk
know
about.
this is a coach, I know this is a coach question, but I'm asking you as what is going on? No, no, where are we going? Is she still there? Is she still there? I don't know. I may close this and come back to be safe. I don't want to lose this interview. Ladies and gentlemen, no, we lost a piece of Ken's interview like that.